Welcome to day 3 of the 2025 Dream Nations Cup from the American Dream Mall in East Rutherford, New Jersey. My name is Will Wiggleman. I will be taking you through all 8 games today, through all 3 divisions. It's the final day of round robin, and we begin with the women's side, Team Caribbean and Team South Korea. Well, this is it for the round robin. Some teams will be playing their final games of this tournament, and Team South Korea is one of the ones in danger of that. They sit second to last, fifth in the women's division. Only the top 4 in the women's division make it through to the bracket portion of the tournament. Meanwhile, for Team Caribbean, 2-0 so far, just 1 goal against through the first 2 games, and they're trying to lock up a spot at the top of the women's division. They'll need a little bit of help, but a win here would get them another step closer to getting that top seed on the women's side. Again, Team South Korea needs a win to continue their tournament, and they'll also need some help if they're to move on as well. We will see if they can come up with some offense. Goal scoring has been at a premium for South Korea, just 1 goal over their first 2 games, but their goaltender, Lola Rubenstein, has certainly kept them in the game in both of their first 2 games and given them an opportunity. We'll see if their offense can come through here today. We will pause now for the national anthems this morning. And those are the anthems this morning as we get set for our first puck drop on day number 3 at the 2025 Dream Nations Cup. Give you the starting goaltenders for this matchup. Down to our right for Team South Korea, Lola Rubinstein, who has been excellent, South Korea's best player in this tournament. Currently playing NCAA Division III hockey at Suffolk University. She has faced 94 shots over the first 2 games and has stopped 89 of them for a .947 save percentage. And again, kept her team close in each of the first 2 games. It looks like Team Caribbean will be going with Juliana Rogers for the 3rd straight game. She is 2-0, has given up just 1 goal on 24 shots through 2 games. Team Caribbean has played very well in front of her, and she has rewarded them. She shut out Lebanon yesterday, a 7-0 win for Team Caribbean. Meanwhile, South Korea was shut out yesterday by Egypt, 3-0. Tournament on the line for South Korea, while Team Caribbean trying to get into that top spot and stay there. On the women's side, we are set to go for our first game of day 3 here at the 2025 Dream Nations Cup. And it is underway. Back in our end for this puck is Marina McCann, number 23 for Caribbean. Now Danielson able to chip it out. Pushed in by Jessie Lee, number 23 for South Korea. Down below the goal line looking for Meng. That was taken away by Augusta Miley. But her clearing attempt may have hit the stanchion, bounced right back towards her. McCann tries to go back up that right wing side. Pass got through. It's pushed back by Megan Masseri, who is eligible to play for both Team Caribbean and Team South Korea. She actually played for Team Caribbean in last year's Dream Nations, had 3 points in 7 games. Weiland drove the net, rebound set right there, and unable to make a play on it there was Jesse Park. This one sent all the way down, and icing waved off. But again, Masseri eligible to play for both South Korea and Caribbean, and with South Korea having a shorter bench coming into the tournament, she was elected to play for them. Masseri plays Division III NCAA hockey at Hilbert College. We'll get the face-off to Lola Rubinstein's right. At the point, Ruddy able to send it through off a stick and wide. Noah Fowler pushed it up the left wing side. Kept alive. Now Charlton spinning with it. Down below the goal line to Burke. Charlton on it again. Passed it off. Comes all the way across for Burke. Off her stick. Back to the point. Burke again. Feed through. That shot rose up too tall off the stick of Ruddy. And caroms all the way back down to the Caribbean end. South Korea getting a chance to change. Charlton swoops in. She gets her way to the offensive zone, and that one stopped by Rubinstein, just got a piece. Treating back to her own end and then passing it off was Amelia Leonard. Caribbean in the midst of a change as that puck went right by their bench. Comes Emma DeMann. 5 goals, leads all women's players in this tournament. McGuire on the far wall. This one popped on top of the net, and we'll get a whistle and a face-off. Again, DeMann, number 81 for Team Caribbean. 5 goals for the first 2 games. Most goals and most points in the women's division. She's out there right now in the slot hoping to get the puck. It's played in the corner. Jessie Lee able to dislodge it from a Caribbean player, then she tossed it up out of play into the penalty box. 3 minutes gone here in period 1. South Korea needs a win and some help to move on out of the group stage. Meanwhile, Team Caribbean trying to get that top spot on the women's side. And a win here would all but guarantee them that. They would still need the scoreboard watch for Team Puerto Rico's game, which is coming up later this morning. But with the goal differential advantage that Team Caribbean has and would extend if they do get the win here, that would give Puerto Rico a tall hill to climb to try and match and surpass that to get the top spot in the women's division. Here's Jessie Lee, able to fire it all the way around. Battled for, now scooped up by McCann. Korea back in numbers as McCann works up by herself, so she'll dump it around. Caribbean in the midst of a change. Jessie Lee able to get it out. Caribbean working right back in. Pass across up the stick of Heffertepe for South Korea. Wozniak digging away. Puck comes over to the near side. Charlton chasing after it. Pushed it back to the point. It got through. And Caribbean has to regroup. McCann starts her way north. Burke for the backhand feed that Charlton was able to bring in only for a moment. Heffertepe with a nice play. But Burke came back on the back check to take it away. Charlton spins away from Sophia Lee. Pardon me, that was Jessie Park. Masseri tried to move it along. That didn't work. Masseri able to keep Charlton from getting to that loose puck. Charlton, long range try, saved by Rubenstein. The rebound was there. Rubenstein trying to sit on top of it, and she does. We will get a stoppage. Lola Rubenstein coming up with a big save there. Caribbean continues to push, trying to get that first goal of day 3 at the Dream Nations. Save Rubenstein, rebound, and that one wouldn't go for Remchiran. How did Rubenstein keep that one out? She was sprawled out. Remchiran looked like she had most of the net to shoot at, and she couldn't get it to go. We stay scoreless. There is Remchiran. Tried to feed it out in front. Puck's in the slot, in the crease. And Rubenstein able to cover up again. As the veteran Kimberly Remchiran all around the net. She is a goal in this tournament. Played 4 years at York University in Canada from 2009 to 2013. Push to the line, D-to-D pass, Ruddy takes a look, lets it go off a stick, and it dropped right for Aguirre, and she couldn't get her shot by Rubenstein. Tipped along by Chloe. That pass off a skate. Aguirre trying to bring it in, but a little bit awkwardly, and it results in an offsides against Team Caribbean. Under 9 to play in period 1. Caribbean up on shots 5-1. They've done a great job of keeping the puck away from Juliana Rogers all tournament long. Just 24 total shots on net between the first two games that Rogers has had to face. Caribbean has dominated in time of possession, keeping the puck down in the offensive end throughout the first two contests. Seemed to continue on early here against South Korea. That one comes all the way through to Rogers, and she'll stick it over to the corner. Wilson up the near side boards. Skated out. Gambino drops it off. That shot off the outside of the net from Danielson. Jesse Lee after it. Up the wall, right into McCann. Pops out to the middle of the ice. Played by Meng out of the zone. Connolly trying to move back in. That one off the stick of Lee. And up over the boards, out of play into the South Korea bench. See Team Caribbean there. They have outscored their opponents 16-1 in the first two games of this tournament. Finished second last year, losing to Netherlands in the best-of-3 final. No best-of-3 this year. It'll just be the semifinal and then the final. And, of course, the bronze medal game as well. But all those one-game knockout. South Korea with some offensive zone time. It's sent towards the net. And Rogers able to seal off the post. That shot by Weiland didn't get all the way through. It was blocked. Weiland again trying to reach back for it. Popped up in the air. Caribbean trying to break loose on a break. Here they come. Wozniak works in. Her shot rose it past the net. Tried to go high stick side on Rubenstein and couldn't find the target. South Korea able to clear the zone as Augusta Miley hustles back for it. Long lead pass. Now it's sent on for Demand. Drops it off. Charlton, toe drag, and had poked off her stick by Haffertepe. Sophia Lee able to work out with it. Caribbean takes back over. Demand put it into the offensive zone. South Korea right back out. Haffertepe steps around Perez. Stopped up in the corner. Haffertepe still spinning on Perez. Now the puck comes to McCann. Forced up the near side. Ramcharan skates all the way back behind her net with it. Worked up to Demand. Haffertepe came back to make a play on that puck. Here comes Aguirre. Tried to drop it off for Demand. But instead, Sophia Lee moves the other direction. She gets the red line, gets it deep, and heads off for a change. Caribbean trying to clear their own end. That's kept in at the line. Weiland trying to turn the corner up top. Weiland makes a move towards the middle. Lost the puck as she was surrounded. And now skating into it up ice is Ruddy. Ruddy flying in. A couple of stick moves. Went down to Anish. She tried to make the pass off. And Noah Fowler moves it over up the boards. Myers all the way around the net with her head up. Had it poked away. Weiland takes a look. She'll skate with it. Gets around one defender. Weiland able to chip it by, get back to it, and her shot from the outside handled by Rogers. And she's finally able to get on top of it and cover up. And good chance there for South Korea from the smooth skating Rachel Weiland. Played the last 2 years at St. Olaf College. Also played 2 at Gustavus Adolphus College. Both of those NCAA Division III. And for those of you maybe wondering the difference, you've been listening all weekend long, may have heard NCAA, ACHA, different kinds of collegiate leagues here in the United States. NCAA is the official sanctioned collegiate league. It's where the top collegiate hockey players and all top collegiate athletes play under that NCAA label. And those are the ones who get recruited. They get scholarships for their athletic abilities and things like that. ACHA is just the club level, and players typically have to pay to play. As that shot is stopped by Rogers, rebound put back on net. The ACHA, typically players have to pay to play, and you try out much like your local travel team or your local recreational team. That's the big difference. NCAA is typically much higher level. Wozniak cuts the net, save. Rubenstein, rebound available and pushed over to the far corner. Francesca Gambino got it deep. Burke centering feed. Wozniak swung and missed as that puck bounced up on her at the last moment. Kept in by the Caribbean. Augusta Miley couldn't get a touch on it. Kept in at the line once again. Burke spinning on the half wall. Pushed to the point. Sent back down towards Burke. Masseri challenged her. Now Masseri able to dislodge the puck and clear it out of the South Korean end. Will not have enough for icing. So McCann forced to play it. Lying up the left wing side. Here comes McCann with a head of steam, and she fired it wide and then got dropped to the ice by Jessie Park. Charlton trying to toe drag through a few South Korean defenders, couldn't do it. McCann at the point. Tied up. Puck is loose, and here comes South Korea with a chance. Weiland has Fowler with her. Weiland, nice inside-out move and a kick save by Rogers. Weiland taken in hard by Wozniak. That will draw a penalty. Weiland a little bit slow to her skates. Cassidy Wozniak heading to the penalty box. See if the call is possibly boarding or maybe roughing. But either way, South Korea with the first power play of the game. A big chance for the South Koreans to get the first goal this game, but this one launched all the way down by Team Caribbean. Demand working shorthanded on the left wing side. Takes a look from the outside, fought off by Rubenstein. Nefertepi recollects behind the net. She starts to skate up, watched by Demand. Nefertepi heads over to the left side. Lost the puck. Here's Perez. Able to skate out with it. Moved it along. And the pass to Demand just out of her reach. Move made there by Weiland. Trying to enter the offensive zone. Had knocked off her stick by Demand. And Korea has to regroup with 55 seconds left on the power play. Caribbean can't clear. Jessie Lee tried to force it back the other way. And here comes a shorthanded rush for Remchiran. Dropping the shoulders to the net and a save by Rubenstein. And she's got it. Another breakaway for Team Caribbean, and Rubenstein comes up with the stop. 33 seconds left on the South Korea power play. Caribbean still working shorthanded. Move to the point. Wilson sent it down low. Ramcharan around to the near side. South Korea looking to take back over. Jessie Lee has two Caribbean players on her. And now Lee, a chance to move up ice, just dumps it out of the zone. Caribbean penalty is over. We're back to 5-on-5 with 25 seconds left to go in the first. All by herself moving in was Myers. Had it taken off her stick. Here comes South Korea on the counter. Dumped in. McCann trying to move up. Good steal at center. Comes back to Gambino. She gets it in deep. That will do it for period number 1. Caribbean and South Korea scoreless after 15 minutes of play. Shots on goal favoring Team Caribbean 8-5. We will be right back with period number 2 of this final round robin game for both sides at the Dream Nations Cup. Getting set to resume here for period number 2 between Team Caribbean and Team South Korea. The first game on day 3 here in the women's division. We are scoreless as Juliana Rogers and Lola Rubenstein did their jobs between the pipes. I'll get set as both teams switch sides for this second period. And we're back underway and still searching for the first goal. And in case you are just joining us or haven't taken a look at the standings in the Dream Nations Cup, South Korea fighting for their tournament lives here. Anything but a win would mean their tournament's over. Here's a centering pass that just went off the stick of Meng in front. Now Charlton is off to the races the other direction. Charlton to the net, fought off by Rubenstein, and it's cleared out of the crease. Charlton picks off that pass. Back on it, her shot, she scores! Caitlin Charlton flying all around the zone, gets an early goal in period 2 for Team Caribbean. Able to pick off the outlet feed from Meng. And Charlton has her 4th goal of this tournament. We were talking about the difference between NCAA and ACHA a little while ago in that first period. Well, Charlton is heading to the University of Delaware to play NCAA Division I hockey, which is the highest level of collegiate hockey in the United States. Up comes Demand, continuing to work for Team Caribbean. Demand put it out in front touch pass, shot blocked. And now South Korea able to escape the defensive zone, but not quite. It's kept in right at the line. Demand outside try, missed on the short side. Guerri trying to move it across. That was taken away, and a Fowler got it out of the zone. Here's Park hustling after it. Park steps around Ruddy. But coming back on the back check to make the defensive play was Perez. Whistles blow. Puck may have popped out of play. Maybe a hand pass, not sure. It's tough to see right down here on the near side. Faceoff will stay inside the Caribbean end. Off the draw, Tanaka's shot blocked, and back comes Caribbean on the counter with numbers. Myers chased down by Weiland, able to sweep it out in front, came all the way through to the far corner. Danielson off the wall with a shot save, Rubenstein, and they blew the whistle just before it was poked in. So no goal here for Team Caribbean, and Lola Rubenstein, the beneficiary of a quick whistle from the referee. Caribbean back to work. Wilson at the line. D-to-D pass. Leonard off the back wall. Tanaka chases after it. Couldn't get back through. Danielson up to the line. Wilson let it go through and deflected wide by Gambino. Caribbean still buzzing. Myers drops it back to the point. D-to-D pass. Leonard let it go. Save. Rubenstein rebounds there. Battled for. Still loose. Finally, Mosseri able to move it ahead, but not out. Myers able to step around Mosseri. Tired group of South Koreans there defending. They're able to get a turnover, but Myers steals it right back. The puck did exit the South Korean end, so Caribbean delayed offside situation. They're making a change anyway. Sophia Lee able to work it up. But back the other way comes Charlton. Has Burke going to the net. Gave it off to Wozniak. Her shot blocked. South Korea still has not been able to make a change as Rubenstein clamps the glove on top. And finally, Team South Korea will be able to get some fresh bodies on the ice. One nothing for Team Caribbean. They've been buzzing early on in this second. Looks like South Korea short a player. Jessie Lee will hop over the boards and join the face-off. Up the draw, Charlton with a sharp angle try. Didn't find the target. Kept in at the line. Wozniak tied up. Shot towards the net, blocked by Jessie Lee. And now it's Joyce Meng trying to move it along. Here's Heifer Tepe one-on-one. Cuts to the middle. Shot blocked and cleared over to the boards. That was McCann defending. Charlton has Wozniak with her. Charlton a shot, and that one clutched to the chest by Rubenstein. Lola Rubenstein keeping the Caribbean team at bay, keeping her team in it, as she has done for much of this tournament. See if South Korea can get the offense going. Ruddy, first on a loose puck in her own end. Able to spin away from Jessie Lee. Long lead pass up for Ramcharan. Had it poked off her stick. Gets it back. Ramcharan working behind the cage and sends it up to the point. Ruddy had it blocked. And back the other way comes Meng trying to split through. Caribbean able to get back to defend, keeping Meng from getting a good chance. Here's Demand, has help. Demand takes the shot kick save by Rubenstein. Demand again, tried to put it in front, didn't get all the way to the crease. Pinballs around. Maseri up the far side. Leonard pinched in to keep it alive for Caribbean. South Korea able to launch it out all the way down. Will come in on Rogers as South Korea makes a change. Tanaka couldn't get it out. Pass was behind Demand. Here comes Korea. It's Weiland. Her pass over to Jessie Park. She didn't seem ready for it. Wasn't looking in the right direction to find that puck, so here comes Caribbean the other way. Pass goes across to Leonard. Enters the offensive zone, working on Maseri. Dropped it off. Aguirre's shot missed wide. Connolly for Danielson. Able to pull it out. Danielson to the point. Augusta Miley's shot deflected down, ends up below the goal line. Caribbean continues to work. Couple players tied up right at the blue line. Puck stays in. And now Maseri looking to skate it out. Maseri on the left wing. Her shot gloved and held by Rogers. South Korea getting just a little bit of relief here out of the defensive zone. They get the faceoff down in Rogers' end. There's 8 shots on net for the South Korean team at this point. Faceoff won back by Burke for the Caribbean. McCann looking to start up ice. Charlton has 3 Koreans back. Charlton works on the outside, gets to her forehand, slipped it through, and they score. Wozniak able to tap it in. And Charlton has a goal and an assist. It's 2-0 for the Caribbean. Captain Cassidy Wozniak with her 4th goal of this tournament. They played at both Becker College and Worcester State in NCAA Division III. Charleston back in and she scores. That didn't take long. 2 quick ones from Team Caribbean. They've opened up a 3-0 lead. Oh, Charlton, someone who is going to be part of this Team Caribbean team for a while and is looking like a top player for Team Caribbean. Continues to make noise in this tournament. She now has 3 points in this game, 2 goals and an assist, up to 5 goals, 2 helpers, 7 points in this tournament. So we get set for another faceoff at center ice. Something going on at the South Korea bench involving a water bottle. Play continues. Caribbean trying to get some more. Burke turns the corner, on goal, kick save Rubenstein. Great save on the rebound, and it's finally put home on this 3rd chance opportunity by Ruddy. Now Caribbean blowing this one open now. Finally getting rewarded for all of their offensive opportunities. Chase Ruddy gets on the score sheet for the first time in this tournament. Had a couple of points in last year's Dream Nations. She's also an NCAA Division I player at Sacred Heart University. And now a roughing penalty being issued to Demand right off the faceoff. She doesn't seem to agree. South Korea will get a chance on the power play. Get themselves back in this game. Second power play of the game for South Korea. By the way, Jada Burke picked up the assist on the goal by Ruddy, her team high 4th helper of this tournament. At the line, it's Fowler trying to send it through, blocked by Remchiran. Off the boards, Remchiran trying to move ahead, short-handed. She's surrounded, makes her way over to the near side. All the way around the cage. Remchiran swept it out in front. Weiland takes over for Korea. Weiland flying up into the offensive zone. Makes a nice move. Weiland to the net! And a save by Rogers. Rachel Weiland trying to go end to end. And Rogers makes her toughest save of this game. Keeps South Korea off the board. Again, offense has been a bit of a struggle for the South Koreans in this tournament. Just 1 goal through the first 2 games. And still searching for their first one here tonight, or this morning. Nefertepi able to take control. Puts it back behind the net towards Hannah Fowler. Gusta Miley grabs that puck and got it through Segwin Lee and out of the zone. Here comes Caribbean shorthanded. That shot blocked on the way through. Nefertepi looking to go the other way. She hustles up. Danielson trying to get back to defend. And Nefertepi's backhander covered up by Rogers. So South Korea with their short bench have enough to mount a comeback here. Or will this be the last game of the tournament for them? Against a very strong Caribbean team. And certainly looking like one of the favorites to win the women's division. Ruddy claps that one off the boards all the way down. Both Caribbean teams have been very, very strong in this tournament. The women's and the men's side in the men's division too. As that shorthanded chance is shut down by Rubenstein. She got the rebound as well, stopping Gambino. Men's team also 2-0 as Charlton gets to the net and her shot knocked down and covered by Rubenstein. The men's team, much like the women's team, looking like the best team in their division. Again, men's division 2. They will play later today, or later tonight, as men's division 2, the last division to go today, 7 p.m. Eastern time against Team Pakistan. So that one gloved by Rubenstein. Back to 5-on-5 as the penalty has expired. Wozniak, who was in the box, back out there. Burke tried to win the faceoff forward. Instead, it's moved up to Jessie Park. She moves it in, heads after it. Rogers plays it off for Ruddy. Ruddy skating up. Able to push past one. Gets to the offensive zone. Ruddy going to make the pass across as she fanned. Wozniak had it knocked off her stick. Jessie Park. It's a soft chip in. Ruddy after it, watched by Weiland. Push back up the near side. Burke on it. Hustles in. Burke able to push past. Behind the net to Charlton. Moves up top. Charlton turns the corner. Save Rubenstein. The rebound pushed wide. Charlton got herself to a scoring area in that slot. She's back on it. Charlton, a shot blocked. Already with 2 goals and an assist in this period. There's Charlton again. Try to move it back up high. Pass all the way across. Wozniak takes a look and a save by Rubenstein. She hangs on. A face-off deep in the South Korea end. You see some fans enjoying early morning hockey here at the American Dream Mall. First of 8 games today on the final day of round robin as McCann's shot hit a South Korean defender on the way through. Rubenstein trying to cover. It's behind the net now. McGuire able to play it around. Comes to the point, but it got through. McCann trying to keep it away from Fowler. Tanaka able to keep it in the zone. Trying to make a pass down low towards Meng. That was blocked. Pass out, touched by Hannah Fowler. And now here comes Caribbean with numbers, pass across and pushed right back through the crease by Demand. Now a shot from the point, save made Rubenstein. Demand couldn't sweep it out in front. Demand back pass to the line, sent on goal, deflected wide. McCann steps to the middle, her shot fought off. Rubenstein, another save. Sits there in the crease, Rubenstein can't cover. McCann across Augusta Miley let it go. That one changed direction, and Rubenstein has it covered up. Team Caribbean all over South Korea, still in this second period. They lead it 4-0. Comes to the middle, poked wide, and sent to the point. Perez tried to make a pass off, that was intercepted. Jesse Lee able to chip it in, knocked down. Perez up the right wing to Connolly. Now this side, having it taken off her stick was Gambino. Lee trying to work in. Now it's Ruddy. Spinning off a check, Ruddy looks up ice. Bounced out, and South Korea looks to move the other way. Noah Fowler got it up, and now it's sent in. Ruddy and Weiland both whacked at that puck. Clearing attempt blocked by Jesse Park. Ruddy this time off the glass, still in the Caribbean zone. Fowler steps up to keep it alive, sent it on goal, saved by Rogers. Perez able to toss it along. Gambino couldn't make a play on it. Fowler wrapped it around to the far side. Leonard moves down the wall by herself, her team in the midst of a change. Leonard wasting some more time. Now she'll get it up top. At the line, Wilson steps around one defender, sent it on goal. And it's scooped up by Rubenstein. Minute 33 left to go in period 2. Caribbean rewarded for their efforts with 4 goals in this middle frame. Lee Burke set to draw against Heffertepe. Burke won it back. Goes across to Leonard. Down low, Charlton flying around, gets to the high slot, takes a look and rows it over the top of the cage, pushed back on net by Burke, right through the crease. Wilson got it down low. Charlton had her shot go off a stick and up out of play. And Caitlin Charlton, throughout this round robin, has looked like the best player on the ice for Team Caribbean. Especially in this game. This one moved down low, pushed wide by Charlton on the backhand. Charlton able to pull it out. Try to send it back to the point, regains control, drawing lots of attention from the South Korean defense. Burke in front, saved by Rubenstein, and the rebound may have gone off the post as Charlton came out from behind the net to find that puck. Tanaka moves around to the far side. Burke going to win the race there. Turns the corner up high. Burke keeps on moving. Head up, sent it in front looking for Charlton, who just touched it wide. Masseri up the wall. Kept alive. Augusta Miley put it to the front, and Charlton tried to just go backhand between her legs, and Rubenstein able to cover up. Just about 14 seconds left in this second period. South Korea make its final change of the frame. Barring a massive comeback, this game will be it for the South Koreans in this tournament. Off the draw, Charlton couldn't load it up as it just hopped over her stick. She gets it back. Charlton makes a nice move, but the pass to Burke didn't connect. Wozniak cycles it down behind the cage. Charlton tried to put it out in front, off the side of the net, and that will do it for period number 2. Team Caribbean with 4 goals, trying to end South Korea's tournament here in the round robin stage. We'll be right back. 15 more minutes left to play in this one, so don't go anywhere. This is the Dream Nations Cup. Ready for the start of period number 3 between Team Caribbean and Team South Korea. A final round-robin game for both of these teams, and what could be the final game for Team South Korea in this tournament. Comes Aguirre on the left wing side. Gave it off. Rem Sharan had her shot blocked. And now it's Demand. Leonard pinching in. Couldn't find the puck. Rolled between her skates. Leonard able to recover though and keep it alive in the offensive zone. Finally chipped out by South Korea. Nefertepi starts her way up. They will toss it in and head after it. Perez fresh off the bench, gets there first. Wilson moves up ice. Wilson weaving in, got around a couple of defenders, but was knocked down in the process. Nefertepi finds that loose puck. Able to get it back. Just lost the handle. Here's Demand from a tight angle. Save Rubenstein. Demand a turnaround shot. Goes off the back glass. Rem Sharan lost her balance. Gets back to her skates. Still has the puck. Challenged by Segwin Lee. A shot by Demand. Fought off by Rubenstein. Demand gave it over. Shot from the line. Bounces down to the crease. Unable to get a shot off was Aguirre. On the backhand shot pushed wide. That was off the stick of Rem Sharan. Demand lost the handle, and now South Korea with a chance to escape the zone. Comes all the way in. Here's Park on her backhand and couldn't get that shot away. Maseri at the red line. They will toss it in over to the far side. Park and Ruddy headed after it. Ruddy with a lead pass. Now it's moved on. Pass to Danielson, escaped her. Danielson right back on it. And her stick lifted by Park. They're tied up. Weiland pulls it out of the scrum. She moves up with Hannah Fowler. Weiland tried an inside-out move. Here's Fowler shooting it just wide. Weiland couldn't sweep it towards the net. To a side scrum below the goal line. Danielson watching. And it's pushed around towards Myers. Maseri facing a lot of her former teammates from last year's Dream Nations on this Caribbean side. Now playing for Team South Korea. McCann trying to spin away from Sophia Lee. Swung off the skate of Danielson. Nefertepi trying to push her way through. Comes to Augusta Miley. Charlton tripped up. Play continues as Maseri goes across to Nefertepi. And now they blow it dead. And indeed, we will get a penalty here against Renee Chloe. So Caribbean with its first power play of the game. 11:23 left to go. And Caitlin Charlton's line out there up front to begin it. Off the face-off, that clearing attempt kept alive. Augusta Miley with some space, takes the shot, blocked by traffic on the way through, and cleared out by Noah Fowler. Up the far side, Wozniak able to skate into it, has Burke going towards net, sent it there, the pass was just behind Burke. Wozniak turning the corner up top, overskated the puck, and Nefertepi clears. Isabella Nefertepi with the only goal of the tournament so far for Team South Korea. Scored in the 2-1 loss to Puerto Rico. a heartbreaker on day one of the tournament. That shot stopped by Rubenstein, who's been fantastic all tournament long. Efretepi couldn't get that one. Burke's shot blocked. Maseri trying to toss it ahead. Doesn't get out of the zone. Ruddy right down Main Street. And that one off the mask of Rubenstein and up out of play. .45 seconds left on the Caribbean power play. Comes to the line, Ruddy, D-to-D pass. Pass towards the middle, eluded Remchiran, but she's back on it. To the top, Leonard. Head down low. Remchiran steps up high, drops it off for Leonard. That one deflected, and Rubenstein able to make the stick save. Demand first on it. Turning the corner up high. Tried to feed a pass down low where Ruddy was moving. Final seconds ticking off the penalty. Leonard grabs it. Tried to send it through. Blocked by Weiland. And here comes Hannah Fowler. Caribbean getting back in numbers as Fowler has to deal with Ruddy, who pins her to the boards. Are back to even strength. Comes to Meng. Couldn't get that one through. Meng back on that puck. Had it chopped along. And for Tepe, lost it to Remchiran. Sophia Lee able to work her way into the offensive end. It was a 3-on-2 for South Korea, but the shot was gloved by Rogers, and she will hang on for a whistle and a face-off. 8:41 left to go in this third period. Could be the final 8:41 of the tournament for Team South Korea. Flying up the right wing side is Danielson. Her shot knocked down by Rubenstein. Pops out Perez. Couldn't get that one through. Now Heffertepe overskated the puck, able to get it back. Makes a feed up to Sophia Lee. Put it on goal. Rogers able to bring it back in and cover up. Time continues to tick on the South Koreans, trailing by 4. Their first time in the Dream Nations. Have had a tough time scoring as there's a turnover. Moving up is Olympia Myers on a breakaway. And she's stopped by Rubenstein. Danielson now. Made a pass off. Wilson on the outside. That one off a body. Rubenstein sprawling. And it goes behind the net. Rubenstein, again, certainly has had an impressive showing in this tournament for Team South Korea. Weiland able to dance past a couple of Caribbean players. Here comes Weiland up with speed. Lost it. And that shot off a stick out of play from Jesse Lee. And Weiland has certainly looked like the most dynamic player for Team South Korea. Able to move the puck up with her speed lots of times throughout this tournament. But unfortunately for her, hasn't resulted in a goal. She has one assist as the pass over to Charlton cut off by Heffertepe. Charlton looking for the hat trick here in this game. Cuts to the slot, takes the shot, blocker save, Rubenstein. Charlton off the boards up to the point. McCann Trying to get back to that puck. Spins back towards the line. McCann watched by 3 South Korean defenders up high. Passed it off for Augusta Miley, who couldn't get it down low. Here's Heffer-Tepe on the counterattack. Has Meng going towards net. Heffer-Tepe tried to send it there. It was blocked by Augusta Miley. Burke moving it up the near side boards. Wozniak. And now Charlton gets around Tanaka. Charlton scores! The hat-trick goal for Caitlin Charlton. Makes it 5 for Team Caribbean. And with that, Caitlin Charlton has now taken the lead for most goals in the women's division, now up to 6 on the tournament after 3 here in this game. And there's another goal for Team Caribbean. On the near side, it was put home by Emma Demand, who now has her 6th of the tournament. She saw Charlton break her streak, break her mark at the top of the women's division. Now decided she wanted to tie things back up. Rogers trying to keep it away from the oncoming Weiland. It is 6-0 in favor of the Caribbean as we approach 5 minutes left to go. Weiland able to spin off. Trying to turn the corner. Weiland still with it, gets a shot away. That doesn't find the target. Jesse Park couldn't get it deep. Fed up in the direction of Remchiran, out of her reach. Goes all the way down, but Remchiran wins the race to negate the icing. Remchiran drops it off, pass in front towards Demand, and she couldn't find it. Guerre from the corner, trying to move it out. Demand, let it go, and a kick saved by Rubenstein. Here comes Heffer-Tepe, all by herself. We hit 4 minutes left to go. Now it's Myers on her backhand and knocked down by Rubenstein. She'll hang on. Team Caribbean really spreading around the offense in this one. Of course, you do have the 3 goals and an assist for Caitlin Charlton, but goal for each Wozniak, Ruddy, and Demand, and there's another one. That one will go to Justine Connolly. Team Caribbean was 7 now in this game. And it looks like in all likelihood, Team Caribbean is going to be the top seed in the women's division. They head into the bracket side. Team South Korea will finish this tournament their first time at the Dream Nations. An unfortunate 0-3 as Heffer-Tepe's shot off the back glass. Certainly a great learning experience and great exposure for this South Korean team. They've had fans in the building for all 3 of their games. Seen some South Korea flags around, and their fans have certainly supported them throughout this tournament. Here's McCann. Couldn't cut in, handed off. Charlton on her backhand. Burke, glove save by Rubenstein. She flashes the leather. And the South Koreans still finding a way to have a little fun. That's what it's all about. So they mimic that leather flash from Rubenstein on the last save. Again, you talk about for Team Caribbean spreading around the offense. 8 different players with an assist in this game as McCann's shot is stopped by Rubenstein and it's sent out of the zone. Five different goal scorers as well. And the only player with multiple points in this one has the puck now. It's Charlton. And Rubenstein able to get a piece of that shot. Hit the final minute. That one rises over top of the cage. Masseri able to move it up towards Meng. Lee off the far boards. Augusta Miley back in her own end. Able to launch a 2-line pass that's caught by Charlton. Gets to the middle. Charlton a shot. Save the rebound. Popped over top of the cage as Wozniak was looking for her second of the game. Demand. Fed over to the near side. Gets it back. Demand. Let it go. It's blocked. Demand again off the side of the net. Final 10 seconds. Ruddy at the point. Lets it go. Kick save Rubenstein. And another great stop as we will get to the horn. And that will do it. Team Caribbean dominates and will, in all likelihood, finish in the top spot of the women's bracket. For Team South Korea, their tournament is over. And a tough one for them, but Lola Rubenstein certainly a bright spot. Unfortunately for Team South Korea, the offense just wasn't there in this tournament, but a learning experience and great exposure, and that's what this tournament is all about. And that's exactly what Team South Korea was able to get. And a country that has hosted an Olympic Winter Games gets an opportunity here at the Dream Nations Cup. And they will bow out after the round robin stage. So here's how things stand in the women's division. Team Caribbean with a massive lead on Team Puerto Rico in the goal differential category, which is the second tiebreaker. The first tiebreaker is head-to-head, but Caribbean and Puerto Rico did not play and will not play in this round robin stage. So in all likelihood, Team Caribbean will finish in the top spot, and Puerto Rico currently sitting in the second seed. They will be playing later on today against Lebanon, but our next game, Egypt against the Netherlands. And if Egypt gets a win, they can jump past Puerto Rico for that second spot and put pressure on Puerto Rico for their last game. Netherlands, meanwhile, needs a win to have an opportunity to make it to tomorrow. Of course, Netherlands, the defending champions, but a much smaller, much different roster at this year's Dream Nations. But that will do it for game number 1. Caribbean with a large victory over Team South Korea. We will be right back as Team Egypt takes on Team Netherlands, coming up just about a half hour from now here on the Dream Nations Cup.